Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the I promise you, the very final session of the conference over the last 2 days. I'm Ruth Dundas from the University of Glasgow, and I'm co-lead of the Community of Practice with Niamh Fitzgerald. And my role in this whole endeavour was to sort of set up the organising committee and the scientific committees and lead them as far as I could. But I'll come on to thanking them later. Really, the aim of the conference was to bring everybody together. As the banner says, it was an opportunity to bring researchers, practitioners and policy stakeholders to come together to share and discuss your research. And I really think we've definitely met that aim. I've had a great time over the last 2 days, and I hope everybody else has had a good time as well. It's been really nice to see and hear everybody meeting in person and chatting, and lots of, oh, it's really nice to see you in person, it's really nice to see you in person, oh, it's great that we've been able to catch up. And I've really enjoyed hearing that kind of like wider networking and connections going on, as well as hearing about the research and practice. The focus across the conference has been on the kind of wider determinants and that primary prevention, and I think most sessions have demonstrated the need for that multidisciplinary working. And as I say, it's been great to hear both the research findings but also the kind of like the research process and the practice, and I've really enjoyed those sessions, as well as hearing about the research results. And I'm certainly going to take some learning away from some of that research process that I've been hearing about into projects and work that I'll be doing. I've got a couple of community of practice opportunities for you. So at the start of the conference, Niamh mentioned that we have community of practice interest groups, and we've got 2 new proposed groups, one on data governance and one on public engagement and public involvement. So if you're interested in either of those 2 opportunities, then please get in touch. The QR code there, you can get in touch via the website and the QR code, or you can contact Jack, Niamh or I if you want to be involved in either of those 2 interest groups, but we do have the other interest groups. Please do sign up to our mailing list so that you keep in touch and in contact with what we're up to. And also, in the spirit of UKPRP and evaluation, we'd like to evaluate the conference to know what worked well and what you'd like to see, either improvements or innovations, if we run the conference again. So again, if you could complete the evaluation form as well. And on the evaluation form, I think there's an opportunity for you to vote for your the best presentation that you heard over the last few days. And we have a follow-up email coming next week, which will include a link to the recordings of the plenary sessions. So this takes me on to the thank yous. So this doesn't happen in a vacuum. This, you know, you've all just turned up on the day, but that's not quite right, because, you know, thanks very much for you submitting your abstracts for symposia and workshops. I'd also like to thank the scientific committee who supported us to score the abstracts and decide which ones were going to be selected to be presented. And thanks very much to people who presented their posters and your oral presentations. And also, I'd like to thank the chairs of each of the sessions. It's been great. You've been keeping us all to time, so that's been absolutely fantastic. And I hope you've enjoyed the opportunity to chair the sessions, and it hasn't put you off doing it in future. And I'd like to thank the keynote speakers and the consortia directors. I think I've really enjoyed the 3 sessions that we had, the plenary sessions, so I hope you all enjoyed them too. The conference itself is an example of multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary working. You know, there's lots of things that we could do ourselves in terms of the scientific and organising, but there's other things that are completely out with our skill sets. I'd like to thank the RSE and the hospitality, catering, and certainly the AV staff. That's been absolutely fantastic to have all that. Everything seems to, as far as I've been aware, working really smoothly and working really well. Last minute changes to slide decks, running around with microphones, etc. So thanks very much to the RSE. I'd also like to thank Laura Marshall and her team at the University of Edinburgh, who's done all the sort of all the organising, marshalling us into things, getting our conference badges, getting our lanyards, getting us running around in the right place today, sorting us all out, making sure that someone was able to meet the minister and meet our keynote speakers and take them to different places in the building. And I don't know whether she's been in this building and worked here before, but she certainly, I think, knows the rabbit warren of the place. And so thank you very much to Laura for keeping us organised and everything. And I think a real special thank you to Jack for sorting us all out, doing everything. So he's done everything from the scientific committee all the way through answering queries, questions, liaising with Laura and her team and making sure that Niamh and I are working, doing everything and pulling our weight, making sure that we're all on target and with everything to do. So that's the last thing I really want to say, and is thank you all. You've stayed till the end. I'd like to thank everybody who came, because when Jack and I started on this endeavour, we were like going, oh, it'd be great to have a conference. Yeah, that's fine. And Jack said to me, how many will come? And I said, oh, I don't know. And then how many will submit abstracts? I don't know. And so, Jack did really well at publicising it, getting everyone to submit their abstracts, worked really hard to extend the opportunity to come to the conference, not just to UKPRP funded organisations. That was kind of easy. You're a bit of a captive audience if you're working in the UKPRP space, because we know who you are and we know your consortium managers and consortium directors who can strong arm you to coming. But Jack worked really hard to reach out to the wider community, the wider prevention community. So that's great that he's done all of that. So thank you all for coming and for making it such an enjoyable event, and safe travels home. And I've said keep in touch there, so yeah, keep in touch via our mailing list. So I'd like to thank you all.